You know, it just occurred to me. I didn't even make sure my microphone was working this morning. Man, we got lucky. Cause like at least once a week I wake up and just have to restart my computer because my microphone just isn't detected for some reason. So oh boy, we got lucky today. What's up guys? Welcome back to the stream, welcome back to the VOD. Good morning. Hello. It is indeed a cold winter's day. Here in the Dragon's Claim, the hearth warms the entire guild hall. The subtle glow embers still being gently nudged once in a while by the guild master. That's right. It is snow. Does it snow in Grand Crest? Actually, hold on. Wait, we don't know if it snows in Grand Crest. I don't think I've ever covered that actually. It's more of a stone mark thing. You know, I'm realizing the rapid and powerful lack of world building I have now for the entire city of Grand Crest. So maybe we got to fix that at some point in time. But hello guys, good to see you. Yes, thank you, Steve. I'm glad it's working. Kind of just getting lucky this morning, but I'm glad to see you got your advent calendar dice going. I guess it's what it's the middle of the advent calendar. There's probably only like what like a week left until Christmas or some shit, you know, somewhere around there. Y'all are getting your advanced sets and your advent calendars for your Blackwood Dice adventures. No, those sets are pretty cool. Hey, those have been one of the most beloved, let's just say, beloved additions to the Blackwood Dice line Ella has made this year. Everything from the D20s to the full sets. Yep. You can chew on any of them. Please do not chew on your dice. Please do not chew on the bouncy dice. I can recommend it. Not chewing dice is at least a 7 out of 10 way to spend your day. Play D&D. Don't chew on dice. 8 out of 10, in fact, if we're going to be aggressive here. So, yeah, that's that's a good thing. You know, I will say, though, that having been going to events with Ella and stuff and doing Blackwood Dice events with her, markets and the such, I will say that people, their ears perk up when they're like, oh, these are cool, they're like squishy dice. I'm like, yeah, they're made like of a food grade silicone, so they're non-toxic if they make it into like your pet's mouths or something, if your pets chew on them or whatever. They're like, oh, food grade, does that mean like I could chew on them? I'm like, no, please don't, please don't chew on the dice. No, they're not meant for chewing. That's no, god damn it. But you can't stop them, okay? These are D&D players after all we're talking about. So they're like Baldur's Gate 3 players, but worse. Probably not too close to the equator. Yes, but I don't know what altitude they're at, to be honest. I don't know how high up Grand Crest is. It's higher up in the Shattered Sea, but I'm not sure if it's so high up that it'd be like too chilly and cold and get snowy and shit and all that stuff. So I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. All that, you know, weather stuff I'll leave for Thork, and he's the expert on he created an entire map actually of weather patterns for Teleria based on what I had drawn for the world map. So he had like a whole thing, I guess, like a whole, it was pretty cool actually. It was really interesting the way he kind of like analyzed weather patterns based on mountains and seas and shit like that. I don't exactly know how he did it, but apparently there's a formula and stuff you can kind of measure based on mountains and whatever else, and creating weather and climates and all that shit. I don't know, it's pretty cool. A lot of it's useful, but some of it we just make an area nice weather because we want it to be. All right, you know, that's it. It's fine. It's like if it's like 60% of the world sort of matches up with proper weather patterns and climate and environment stuff, then that's great. And if the other part of it doesn't, because it's convenient for world building and storytelling, you know, yeah, we can do that. I know, right? Don't tell World Anvil that, okay? Don't let him know. Don't let him know. But yes, wish I'd gotten one. Eagerly excited for next year's. So I will say, Greg, next year's advent calendar is gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be so good. I was helping Ella put together her advent calendars this year, last month or so, and I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, there's some things I could do for next year, some changes, some upgrades, some cool shit, some plans. So I will say, all of Ella's advent calendars every year are kind of like her pinnacle crowning achievement every year as a dice maker. She does some of her coolest shit for advent calendars. She does new stuff in them, kind of like first release whatever stuff, you know, all that kind of cool stuff. But I will say the plans for next year's advent calendar are ambitious. They're gonna be fucking awesome. Ella's going to be limiting her advent calendars earlier on in the year, and they're going to go on pre-sale a lot earlier than they did this last year. So she's only going to make a couple more than she did this year, and she's going to start on them sometime earlier in the year, because next year is going to be a big year for us. It's going to be very busy. We got things, we got plans, we got whatever. Dude, there's so much cool shit that I can't talk about yet that life got really real recently, in a lot of ways. So, man, got big fancy project meetings, got, you know, signing NDAs and shit, doing big published stuff. So next year's going to be a big year for us. It's going to be really, really cool. So advent calendar is going to be something she's going to get done earlier on in the year. And then probably make them, you know, I think earlier in the like spring, and then like available for pre-order in the summer, because she usually has her advent calendar pre-orders in by September. But I think this year she might, and then she opens them in like August. She might open them in June, and then just whenever they, you know, that's it, right? That's kind of it. So I don't know. She's been, but also like the retail spaces she's been doing really well in. She's just been kind of crushing it, honestly. Blackwood Dice has grown a lot this year. Blackwood Dice has grown a lot. And we're going to have to get a lot of stuff done earlier on the year, because with all the events and markets, Ella was behind. Quincy, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Good morning, bro. How you doing? What's up, Quincy? Yeah, she with all the markets, Ella was behind constantly this year, because she was basically getting ready for market season, conventions, all that. And she got accepted, I guess, into Calgary Comic Expo, which is a huge Canadian fan expo. And she didn't know that until the day of. One of the organizers that kind of knows her, whatever, was like, "Hey, yo, we got an extra table. Do you want it?" And she was like, "Not sure." And she went to that convention and sold out all of her inventory. And then she had a convention called Otafest 2 weeks later. And so she's like scrambling to get stuff ready for Otafest. And then she had Ren Fair 2 weeks after that, and GameCon 2 weeks after that, and then another Ren Fair, and then a couple weeks off, and then another Ren Fair, and then Edmonton Expo. It was just one thing after another, you know, and then the advent calendars and whatever. So Ella's like, I want to make like a couple hundred sets and chunks and whatever else she does, like before convention season even starts, because it's going to be kind of busy, and we got some pretty big things happening next year. So she's going to need to be all wrapped up on advent calendars earlier on. So yeah, I'm glad, Steve, that you're enjoying your advent calendar. I'm glad that you're having fun with it. Greg,
peak DM status yesterday,
dude.
I successfully pulled off an NPC betrayal a year and a half in the making.
Tell me about it, Greg. Tell me about it. I love this shit. Thanks for 300 bits, though, dude. What the hell, man? That's a lot of fucking bits, bro. I don't deserve that, but thanks, man. Tell me how you did your successful betrayal, because I find that to be the most fun thing in D&D. That's what I did with my Star Wars game, right? I had basically it was a 2.5, well, no, actually, it was a 3-year prep to troll my players with a Kowakian monkey lizard, which is the thing that was on Jabba's tail in Return of the Jedi. Yep. There was a moment when this little monkey lizard stole the relic and then threw shit on Dashto and Ella. And Dashta was like, did you just set up a 3-year campaign just so at the very end you could have a quacky and monkey lizard steal the item, laugh at us, and throw shit at us? Were you planning this 3 years ago? How long have you been planning this, Evan? And I said, since the day you guys said you wanted to play Star Wars D&D. Like, you bastard, man. So I get it, dog. That's like my favorite shit in D&D. The big bad evil guy has been a masked villain the whole campaign. The players are in a monster hunting guild who have been fighting against the death cult who wants to bring back the old god of beasts and cleanse the world of civilization. Okay, normal D&D stuff, right? That's what you do in D&D. You want to destroy the cult, you know, save civilization, hunt the monsters. The guild leader for the players is a rough, bitter old man with a heart of gold. The players loved him and would die for him. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, buddy, don't do it to them, Greg. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. They're too soft. They're too gentle-hearted to be betrayed like that, man. Not with their own father figure. He was so bitter he actually hated the world and the evil people who wronged him. Oh no, man. Not when the nice old guild master betrays you. Oh god, this is worse than when that guy who was mad about Expedition 33 winning all the game awards was mad. To be fair, that wasn't actually that bad. I don't know. Just trying to think of something recent. All right, leave me alone. Well, listen, I hope they handled their betrayal well. Hope they took it, you know, in stride. I hope they had ready, you know, they were ready for the next part of the adventure where they dealt with the grief and trauma of having the only person in their entire campaign that actually looked out for them be the evil guy. Right in the final session, they were doing a crazy ritual to stop the cult, and the guild leader killed a player, revealed his true identity, and reversed the ritual, summoned the beast god. Who died? Who died? Was it Ilaria? Did he kill Ilaria? He didn't kill Evan, did he? Oh no. Okay, I can't handle this, man. I can't. Not if Handsome Evan died. Because I'm other Evan. That's Handsome Evan, I'm other Evan. There's two Evans here in this conversation. Oh no, I'm morally supposed to support my fellow Evan in his D&D endeavors, but not Ilaria. They were able to revive them too and made for some crazy drama. Damn it, you let them revive? Come on, bro. Weakness. Weakness. Oh wait, where's my YouTube chat at? Oh, there we go. Oh, what's up, Garthan? Talking about Expedition 33, while 33 card is on the screen. Well, this actually isn't card number 33. Actually, is it? Oh, it is. Wait, yeah, because this is a rare. So the numbering for the cards, Garthan, I messed up real bad for when I like created a different print run, whatever, did things. Holy shit. I also noticed a big problem of misprint. There's a big misprint in the first 20 or so pages I did of the Realms of Eldar trading cards. So I'll have to fix that and then do a page of just crumbs. It is funny that the misprint is on the crumbs, actually. Where is it? Where is the Lilithine Feather Goblin Monkey? Where are you? There you are. You'll notice that on the page, actually, hold on. Wait, that looks fixed though. Yep. Notice how the text on the Goblin Monkey is too high up, but in the card, it has been properly recentered. So I'll have to make a page of releasing for the Goblin Monkeys to replace the misprinted ones, and I will have to thusly remove them from the print run. I'll have to have like 20-something misprinted Relisian Feathered Goblin Monkeys just sitting in my house doing nothing. Maybe I should destroy them ceremoniously. I could do that. That'd be kind of rad, actually. I don't know. I could do them as a special, like, promo series of misprinted Goblin Monkeys that I could send people on Fridays or some shit. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. But yes, I did watch the Game Awards. We didn't have a chance to talk about it yet, so we will discuss it today. We will discuss all the video games today, all the things today. Misprint like our guild member? I don't know. I haven't seen Misprint in a long time. I have just completely forgot about that until I was like, that's not how you spell misprint. No, I don't know, Garthen. Not even in the slightest, actually, unfortunately. So hear me out. Sell the misprints like post office does with stamps. Ooh, we can sell the promos like the post office does with stamps. That's not a bad way of doing it, actually. You're right. We could probably fetch a pretty penny on the aftermarket for misprinted Relician Feathered Goblin Monkeys, of course, of any card. I wonder which base set card will become the favorite. All right. All right. Save as copy. Let's fix this right now. Let us fix this and put this to bed once and for all. The Relician Feathered Goblin Monkey. Yes, I want to replace it. All right. Ready? Okay. There's an empty spot now. We're going to fix it in real time.
Monk.
No more. What's up, Penguin? How you doing, buddy? What's up? Good morning, Penguin. Good to see ya. How's it going, man? Thanks for 55 months at tier 2, bro. That's fucking insane, man. How you doing, bro? How you? Oh, geez. No, no, God. Nope. That's a tiny card. There we go. All right. There we go. The Relician Feathered Goblin Monkey has been replaced. Once and for all. Look at that. Look at the misprint. Look at that. Look at it being fixed in real time. That's how they were. That's how it is now. Let's go. So this one is misprint. And this one is the correct version. All right, there we go. There we go, man. Now, I have a bunch of them. Yeah, so I need to make a page of just Relician Feathered Goblin Monkeys to fix the misprint in the print run. And then what am I going to do with the old ones, you know? Which ones are we getting on the full sheet? You are probably going to get the proper print because that's important to me to not have a incorrect misprint on the proper sheets. So the sheets that that are going to be the full sheets will be the last 10 sheets that I make. So they'll be like kind of to cap off the entire print run, which would be kind of a nice ceremonious way to sort of make the full sheets, I think. I think it's fun anyway. All right. All right. Although I will say beta sheets do have the misprint on them. You know? Right? Sharp-eyed Eldar card hunters will now be out. Wait, in 4E looking for mythical misprints. No, there's not going to be any. Bro, you want a misprinted sheet? What do you want a misprinted sheet for, Steve? Bro, what do you mean, dog? What do you want? All right. How about this? How about this? Steve, I will send you a beta sheet as well, okay? All right? I'm going to make a note for that. If you want the misprinted fucking crumb, I'll send you a beta sheet as well. Let me put that down on here. I only made like 5 or 6 extra beta sheets, okay? So I don't have a lot of them. Mostly so I have extras to do packaging tests. Send Steve a beta sheet. So there's gonna be 2 misprints. There's gonna be basically on alpha sheets. On alpha sheets, the Earth Elemental card is miscentered. Hold on.
Visitors, how exciting.
The centering is off on it. Holy shit, Faye, what's up, dude? God damn, Faye, how'd you know I was watching you before stream today? Good morning, Faye. Hello, what's going on? How you doing? What's up, big dog? Guys, the legendary Mandari has graced us. What a day, man. Hey, I enjoyed myself, all right? Come on. Don't talk about my favorite stream like that. It's good to see you, Faye. What's up, bro? Whatever you guys heard about me from Faye, it's unfortunately all true. For the first time Mendari viewers in here, and for everybody from my chat that doesn't know Faye yet, please, if you aren't following Faye, the lovely Mendari, my first and oldest friend on Twitch, please go follow Faye. She's amazing. She's my favorite person on this entire website, and I'm not going to change my mind at any point in time on that, so screw you. But good morning. We were just talking about the Eldar trading card project, which is a roaring success. It is almost completely sold out, and now is the time that actually I need to do the thing after the pre-orders went through. So that's what we're doing today. We're drawing handsome Critical Role boys. We're finishing some Cadigan art today. We're drawing some spooky ghosts, so very on topic, and then talking trading cards. So good morning, guys. Pumpkin Cakes, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You hate having to do things. I know, right? I did the pre-orders, and I did the pre-orders for my cards on the website, and I had to take that and go buy $1,000 in paper. That's right. I spent $1,000 on paper and ink. It was unfortunate, but now that I actually have the paper, now that it is in my hands and in my house, then I can actually print the cards and make the thing and do the thing. So I'm very excited about it. But we're just talking about the different iterations of the cards. I know you are faster to the game than I am at the whole kickstarting thing. So it is very impressive. I will say that. But yeah, man, that's what we're doing today. We're just chatting, chilling, relaxing, just being good. Oh shit, I just realized for making booklets, I'm sitting here trying to justify buying the $300 guillotine cutter, and dude, because if you guys didn't know, Faye did this really cool Kickstarter. I mean, you guys know Faye's done a lot of cool projects and shit, but the one that I'm thinking of, the physical booklets and stuff, anyway, reminded me, if I'm going to do physical class booklets, that's a good reason to have the fucking paper cutter. Not just for the cutting the cards. Okay, I'm going to do it. Yep. I'm going to do it. Cool. Glad that I too resist the urge to buy things to create books from scratch. I know, it's so tempting though, right? To just do it yourself, because I don't know, there's something satisfying about it. There's something remarkably satisfying about making something yourself, as we see from the entire from the dumb decision I made to buy a $2,000 printer so that I could do big prints and stuff like that. So anyway, so yes, Steve, I will send you a beta sheet as well, because I guess if you really want the misprinted fucking version of the crumb, then sure, because I think the beta sheets actually, wait, do beta sheets have misprinted crumb? The alpha sheets should have beta. Okay, yes, okay, so the beta sheets do actually have the misprint on them properly. They don't have the alpha misprint, right? Yeah, so the earth elemental is properly in line on the alpha or on the beta sheets, but the crumb, there you go, look at the misaligned text, it's too high. So I'll send you this one right here. Okay, I don't know which number this is because I didn't number the beta sheets, but this one is yours, I guess. Is this numbered? No, probably printed, right? Dara. Is it miscentered? No. Okay. Wait. Misprint dot? Oh, it doesn't have print dots on it. Right. That's right. Right. Because I made it as an AP. Okay. Cool. Well, then you get one of the AP beta sheets. Then there you go. There you go. Okay. I'll put that somewhere safe. I'll put it on top of all the other prints and failed test prints and things that I have now. A giant stack on top of my TV display. Oh boy. Though the results have said printer, they are significant improvements to the old printer. Yes, they are actually. And I realize I have a whole bunch of old prints now that I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with, honestly. Oh yeah, Steve, I got pile of stuff. I got a mail letter thing bounce back. I gotta get Al to message you about that. But the small prints that I sent you, Canada Post decided that they could not be delivered, so for some reason. So I gotta figure something out or whatever, because big stuff I think got there. I don't know. Canada Post is being silly. But yes, the printer has been good, but now I have a bunch of old prints that are like legacy EBA prints that I don't know what to do with, because they aren't Giclée prints. Weirdly, they're like the same quality and on the same paper, but they're not considered formally a Giclée print, so I can't sell them as that next convention season. So maybe I'll do a bunch of like print store fucking thing, whatever. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It'll be something fun. Do a bunch of giveaways on stream or whatever. I would 100% give away, like, do a bunch of giveaways for all the big prints if it just doesn't cost so much of a ass and an arm to ship or whatever. So I gotta go design a thing to TPK my party. All right, thank you, Faye. I'm honored to have you stop by this morning. Seriously, you made my week, bro. Dude, guys, I mean it, man. Faye's like, Faye is somebody that I would probably get canceled alongside for on Twitch. That's like, you could say like, oh, I'd die for that friend. But like, if Faye ever got canceled, like, this is different with streamers. If Faye ever got canceled, I would defend her for at least a week until I could farm clout off of it. I would. I'd go down with her. Okay. I mean it, man. Someone to discounted a con. I don't want to. I don't really want to do that, to be honest, because there's something about. I don't want to like sell them, you know, because they're not a proper formal Giclée print. Because you're probably right. People wouldn't really give a shit. A lot of people don't care about prints being Giclée prints or not. But the people at conventions, man, they've been kind of, you know, they've been showing up. They've been surprising me. There's a lot of people that are not interested in Giclée printing specifically, but when you tell them a print that they're kind of humming and hawing about, that it's like, you know, archival, whatever, Giclée, this and that, fine art paper, that seems to be the thing that like kind of clicks and they're like, oh shit, that's really fucking cool. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I would actually do like a not selling at a discount, but maybe people at conventions, if they bought a print, they could like pick a legacy print. I don't know, man. I'll figure something out. Good morning, Blink. I have flooding issues as opposed to freezing issues. Are we having flooding issues? No, we're not having flooding issues, though it did rain last night where I live in the mountains. That was very weird. Yeah, I took Yuna out for a walk last night expecting snow. It was raining and she's wearing her sweater and I'm wearing my winter jacket and toque. And I'm like, we are ill-equipped for the rain. I don't think I've ever seen rain in December that I can think of, that I can remember. I think yesterday was kind of a new one. But yeah, it did in fact rain last night, which was very fucking weird because we've had a ton of snow recently. So it is very dangerous out, I think, because it then all froze, I guess, through the night. So I guess if you're driving in the mountains of Canada, be careful. Not like you shouldn't be careful. Anyway, sell them in Edmonton to the people who don't want to spend serious money, better than just shredding them. Well, I wouldn't shred them. I would either do them as giveaways or I would just archive them. Right? So that's one of the two options, I guess, for all those prints. Is just actually, wait, do I have them? No, I don't have the portfolio up here. Oh, right, because we did an event. I forgot. That's why. So yeah, I wouldn't shred them. I can't do that to my art. I can't just, I'd either just like archive it, put it in a box somewhere, you know, to like take them all out of the bags so that they can store flatter, put them in a box and then just shove them in the back of a room somewhere to be forgotten about for 30 years. Or I'll do like a bunch of those giveaways or whatever. So did you draw all these? They look sick. Yes, tortilla crust. I did draw all of these. These are actually cards for a trading card project that I am doing this year for my art that was pre-orders were done and it almost sold out in one day, which was pretty crazy. So we were just talking about the different changes and iterations that have happened on different days. And I think we're also going to design some of the epics today as well. It's going to be a whole random weird studio day of various printing and other things. So played golf in December twice one year. That's pretty good, actually. You know, I don't know. It's never been this warm, I guess, in December where I live in the Rockies, or just adjacent to the Rockies, you know, a little bit in, kind of somewhere in the Calgary Rocky Mountain area, Banff-ish, you know. But yeah, it's never been this warm. Actually, I wonder if that was a record. That might have been a record actually yesterday. It was. All right. Well, that's why I'd never recalled that kind of warm weather and rain in December. That was weird, actually. It was kind of like, this is what it feels like to live in Vancouver. Oh wait, but everything isn't green. Shit. Yeah, that would be the difference, wouldn't it? Run from winter is actually a good season for plants because it rains. Yeah, no, that's probably pretty legit, honestly. I would live somewhere where the winter has you know, the rainy season attached to it, because that means everything is green and nice and lovely. You know, that's the one thing, like it getting dark at 4 p.m. here, the sun never really coming up all that high. That's like, it sucks. The cold is whatever. The snow is manageable. But then again, I also have a very different experience of winter than most other people that live like in Calgary, for instance. Like when I lived in Calgary and was like growing up and going to school, winter was unbearable for me, because it was, when I was in art school, I was getting up at like 5:30-ish every day. So like, yeah, 5, because I was leaving the house by 7. So I'd get up at 5:30, pitch black, dark. This is when I was living with my mom, and she lived in the south side of Calgary. My school was in the north. And so it was a half-hour trek without traffic. If I left after 7, it was like an hour and a half trek. So it was just awful. So you had to leave before 7, half-hour trek in the winter, but you have to go out and start your car early. So when it's minus 15 or whatever, that's like bad, but not unmanageable. But when it's minus 30, that's like, holy shit, dog. That's fucking cold. And they wouldn't usually close school or cancel school unless it was like minus 40-ish without the wind chill. So minus 30, minus 35, those are tough days. So you have to go out there, you have to start your fucking car in the cold, right? And then you have to drive to school, park outside, because that's what you do when you go to art school. And then you'd have to go out in between every class and start your car for 5 minutes. Right? Because you couldn't plug in your block heater. There were no plugs anywhere around there for students. And then at the end of your day at 5 p.m. it is once again dark. And so you drive home, and it takes like an hour and a half or whatever to get home. And it was pretty awful. So I will say that living in a place where, or like a lifestyle where I don't leave my goddamn house, winter is so much easier. Holy shit, winter is easier. Just working from home, like, I will admit, it is nice. You know, I've been doing this shit before lockdowns and whatever made everybody think working from home was cool. But yeah, no, we're like Canadian winter is way more manageable when you park inside. So you have some sort of garage to park in, okay? You have an all-wheel drive car, because I did not have an all-wheel drive car, and that is the dumbest thing you can do if you live in a Canadian province to get snow, which is the joke, is not have an all-wheel drive car. So I had a front-wheel drive car when I was going to school, so that was awful. But now, yeah, I mean, you just park inside, you just don't leave your house, it's fine, right?
Christmas
you know?
alone, please let me know. I need to borrow some chairs.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, shit, that's great, Guapo. Yeah, thanks for the resub, man. How's it going, buddy? What's up, Guapo? How you doing, big guy? Where are you? Yo, Guapo, are you stateside right now? Are you NA yet? Are you doing Christmas this year? Or are you doing fancy European Christmas adjacent holiday? Because I'm convinced that you guys in Europe, Guapo, don't actually celebrate or know how to celebrate proper Christmas. Because you don't put up your trees until like the 24th. What the fuck? Day after Halloween. Let's go. Morning, Guapo. It's good to see you, buddy. The other was went on the 4th because there's a little snow on the ground, and of course the course was still open. Then again, the 15th because it was +8, had 2 cool shots landing on the green after bouncing off a pod. That's hilarious. That is actually hilarious. That if the ponds were frozen, but you could still play golf. That's pretty good, man. Yeah, that's all right. That's a better experience than I ever had golfing in the cold temperatures. Blink. Got to walk around pretty monuments while it was snowing. Ooh, all right. Those Christmas markets in Europe are so un-Christmas. I know, man. I really want to go to them, actually. I really want to do like a European trip in the winter. I feel like that's like the time that I want to go see the Europe part of Europe, you know, that part of the world. Is in the winter. I feel like it'd be kind of magical, kind of nice, you know, to go see Germany when it's cold and snowy and you know, that whole thing. But alas, it's probably not gonna happen anytime soon because, well, who has time to travel to places for fun when you have to go to like 12 conventions a year? Which actually I will say, even though the convention schedule that I have for this year and next year is pretty like rough, that for me anyway, I was talking to artists at the convention at the Edmonton, the last big one in Edmonton, the Edmonton Expo, and they were talking about how they had like 30 conventions a year, and I'm like, there's only 50 weeks in the year, and you have 30 conventions. What the fuck? And apparently, yeah, they just have a convention every single weekend for like months at a time. They just deal with it. This is what they do. So I can't imagine that. I kind of want to like pull down, like we have a lot of conventions booked for this next year for 2026, but I think that for 2027, I'm going to just pull back on it entirely, like down to like 5, maybe, you know, couple of the Ren fairs that are really big. GameCon and Calgary Expo is like probably going to be it or whatever. Posted a clip in mod chat last week. It was pretty, oh shit. Wait, I didn't see that. Okay, hold on. I need to go check that out after stream. Cold snowy, stuck in Panzer Barracks in Stuttgart. Not as fun as you think. I think if you're stuck in so I'm talking, Atari, about being out at like fancy hotels, drinking hot cocoa in a Burberry trench coat, you know, while shopping for luxury goods at the it's apparently this thing you can do. I'm not talking about stuffing yourself into a marine barracks, okay, on a fucking base, all right, like eating canned turkey or whatever they force you to eat around the holidays or some shit, okay? You know, there's a bit of a different experience we're talking about here from the Europe that I'm saying I want to go experience and the Europe that you experienced, all right? Yeah. I also went to golf in March once. We didn't have to make a standing snow rule. If you hit the snow, you could take it out and place it nearby. That's a good rule, actually. Yeah. Never golfed in the snow, though. You can do that. No courses are open. Depends on who you are. I like both options. Even worse, it's an army barracks. Oh. Damn, that is pretty bad, actually. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation. I think you just, you know, go to the pubs or whatever. Yeah, we're thinking about very different experiences for Europe. So, it had heat, but it was an army barracks. Yeah. That's a trade-off, I guess. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm not too familiar, unfortunately. Listen, my barracks bunny days are over. Anyway, we got cards to make today. So, okay, yeah, the beta set. Beta sheets are done. I need to make a page of just releasing for their goblin monkeys. Honestly, just for my own indulgence, I kind of want to do that right now. Like, if you don't mind, I just kind of want to do that just because I want to see it. There's just like a satisfying, an urge to see a satisfying page of just Relissia and Feathered Goblin Monkeys. There is something poetic too that this is the card that made it all the way as a misprint. It is satisfying to know, I guess, that this is the card that slipped by. you know, that the Relysian Feather Goblin Monkey is the one that made it through as a misprint. It's like kind of perfect, isn't it? Okay. We're going to merge these layers because I don't need them as individual ones for this page. 15, 20, 25, 25 Relysian Feathered Goblin Monkeys. They're beautiful. Oh my god. I will not be selling any print pages of Relysian Feathered Goblin Monkeys, okay? I will, there is no price. These are priceless treasures. I will never, ever sell a page of Relysian Feathered Goblin Monkeys. There's no amount of money that anyone could offer me under $100 for a full page of Relysian Feathered Goblin Monkeys, okay? There's no price. These are priceless, within reason. Yeah, I'll have one of these extra. I'll make one extra page, and we'll have it as a charity auction in like 40 years when Eldaracon 30 is or 35 is going. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. Merge layers. Goblin monkey corrected prints. Look at them. Look at all the eyes just staring. They're staring. That's cool. I like that. That's good shit right there. That's a good page. Okay, because I don't think well, ooh, actually no, I need to make multiple pages because I'm almost done the print run. Shit. I wish I'd caught this like a week ago when I first started printing. That would have been nice. That would have been great. Yep. Swell, isn't it? All right. We'll save that. That's good. Series 1. Also had to do a couple of rare sheets too. So I don't know, maybe I'll put maps or whatever, because I realized that I only had 10 rares, right? So I could print 2 rares per page. Or 2 rares per page, print 10 pages, an 11th page for the 0 print, whatever. Anyway, then I need to figure out what I'm going to put at the bottom of them. Maybe maps or something I could do. Because maps will just need extra maps for, you know, forever. I'll never have enough maps for these because I need to print 300 maps for, and well, actually a little bit less because I'm going to cut up a couple of maps. Oh, fuck. It's too much to think about right now. Too much to think about. What we got to do right now is we got to figure out the epics and get them all good. So where we are at right now, we have our rares developed. We have each of our base set cards. Our rares are as following, okay? We have number 31. The rare is Amelia Hearthwood. Okay, Lord Commander of the Growlhammer. The rares also all have a tagline. This is why the Relysian Feathered Goblin Monkey was actually was misaligned. Here's a little forgotten, never beforehand seen unknown lore about the Eldar trading cards that they'll put in the documentary in a couple of years. But all the rares have a tagline to them, right? Like a title. So the Relysian Feathered Goblin Monkey was going to, but I realized that it was the only one. It was the only like card like common with a tagline, and that seems poetic and good because it's the Goblin Monkey. But I realized I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked because it was the only one that had that. So that's why I removed the tag from it, and then I bumped the whole thing up. So all the rares do. So Amelia Hearthwood. Number 31, Lord Commander of the Growlhammer. Number 32, Scarlet Starbreeze, Master of the Masan Temple. This is a little further lore down, like this is Horizon spoilers, I guess. So whatever. And then of course Ella Blackwood, Hero of the West. Charlotte Swati, Starry Night. Novalia Eldari Runes, Runes of the Old Orders. Might change that, I don't know. Horizon Eldari Ring, portal to the first adventure. And the Emporium Wandering Merchant, of course, was 37. Number 38 was the Geminos Hunters, Protectors of the Valley. 39, Master Lalahal Moral, who is the Astari Lord Keeper. So that's going to be an important one. And then the last rare, number 40, is the Dragons of Legends, the World Shapers from Northmark. So those are the rares. So in the print run, how many rares were there going to be? Was there 20 or 25? Rares to 20. Right? 200 rares. 30, 45, 50, 60, 70, and then 30 sketch cards. Right, okay. Yeah, so they're to 20, not to 25, which is great, I think. That's fine. Because there's 2 secret rare slots, which are secrets. So as far as the epics go, we have Riven and Sariel, the Dragon's Claim. Oh wait, do we have these on here? I think we do, actually. These are the ones that I don't have any tests for yet. So Riven and Sariel. Ooh, there we go. That'll be one of the first signed cards, which would be kind of funny. Then the Dragon's Claim Seal. That's going to be a fun one. Then the Dragon Folk, which is like a legacy concept card type thing. That we need to finish this card. Narya as a postcard, which is kind of fun. The Dragon Legendary, which is it's not going to have any text on it or whatever. And then of course the Astral Sage Relic, which this is one of the reasons why I do need to get a guillotine printer cutter thingy, because these cards are going to be extra thick. Obviously, they have to be, because I need to sandwich, like, well, anyway, I need to sandwich the card between. It's going to be hard to make, but these are going to be fun. So I will say that that's another reason to get the guillotine cutter. You know? Is it normal to know where the rares are before you get a pack? I have no idea how this works. Yes, it is normal, actually. It's normal to know what cool cards are in a set, actually. It's very normal to do that, to post like, hey, here's the cool things that are in this set or whatever, because this is kind of a mixture. The whole Eldara trading card project is my way of basically sticking a middle finger to all the well, obviously it's first and primarily a passion project, but it's also a bit of a middle finger to the modern card scene, because I have been thinking deeply for years about doing trading cards and trading card games, right? And so the Eldara trading cards, the way that it's formatted, is somewhere in between a trading card game and somewhere in between sports cards. And so like when you buy sports cards, they have like an advertisement or whatever. They'll be like, you know, saying something along the lines of, hey, you could get the 1/1 Wayne Gretzky jersey puck chunk whatever card in here. And so having there be like a ahead of time, like a spoiler on what some of the cool cards in the set are, is very normal. So that's like part of it. Honestly, I could put whatever I want. You guys already fucking pre-ordered the damn thing without even seeing what the full range was, weirdos.
Hello.
So,
I hope you are doing well.
What's up, bro?
Please direct your attention to today's meta, Cretape Saru Athanata, when convenient.
Let's see. Hold on. Take 100 bits. The daily meta entry from Aduria today is, of course, that is the 100 million year old exceptionally preserved modern looking crab fossil found in Burmese amber. If we're talking about if the meta, so I never know what the meta is. If the meta for this week is trading cards, I will give this a solid 9.9 out of 10. First insert best nature's jersey card. Yeah. Actual crab in amber. That would be a legendary card, actually, if you could get like an amber insect or whatever. That's a genius idea, Aduria. You have no idea what you've just done, but thank you for that 100 bits. Heck, the modern card scene. Yeah, like Quincy, I worked at a game store for a long time. I really enjoyed my time at a game store. I grew up collecting trading cards. I was playing BattleTech, Pokemon in the 90s, Magic the Gathering as well. I collected all the dumb card games, the Star Trek, Star Wars, all of that. And I've always loved trading cards. Then a shift happened. So a lot of people think like I hear a lot of people talking about this in the modern day, actually, and I think that this is something that maybe people get wrong. I've heard a lot of people talking about, and this is just my opinion, I've heard people talk about when the modern card scene sort of became more toxic or whatever. And I think that a lot of people point it to like the serialization of cards. That's when a lot of trading cards became gambling. People don't care about the passion of the hobby. They don't care about the cool collection aspect. It's just about, can you make money or not? And I'm going to make a video on this, and I'm collecting evidence. I'm not going to obviously use anybody like specifically, but I'm just collecting evidence. And I was scrolling TikTok and stuff, looking for trading cards and stuff. And I found all these videos of, and I mean, these, there's nothing wrong with these creators or whatever. And I'm not going to use their videos specifically, but it'll be like these, like, can we profit off of a $60 investment in cards or whatever? Like, this is the kind of stuff people want to see. It's like, can we make money on cards? And I think that's kind of like you're losing the spice. You're getting lost in the sauce, man, when you're worried about, can you profit off of cardboard? Because that has been a big thing in the last couple of years, is people trying to get in the gambling scene of it. Yo, can we buy a $100, ETB and get a $600 whatever card? And that to me has never been what collecting trading cards has been about. And yes, I am very aware that even when I was really passionate about collecting cards, that they still had value. But a lot of the time that value was connected to a game. And what the value let you do was the value allowed you to trade cards that you didn't want to play with for cards that you did want to play with. That's what the value was. There was never this insane, can I make my retirement off of this card, kind of thing. It wasn't just gambling. And so I think a lot of people trace it back to like, oh, it's the Logan Paul 2020 kind of era. That's when this all started. Serialization, this, that, all these other problems. But I think that that's a lot of people who may be newer to the hobby who have that opinion. And fair enough, because that's when you see the problem emerging and you know how it happened. I would trace it back because I was working at a game store. I was working at the game store around 2012 or so, and things were going really well. At a certain point in time, Wizards of the Coast they canceled their DCI tournaments for the most part, and they removed the MSRP. And I think that was the time. That right there was the point. When they removed the MSRP on products and suddenly it became about Amazon dumps and fancy versions to get people to buy this version of the set and that version of the whatever, that's when people started realizing that they could make a lot of money off of a special edition, whatever version of the parallel art, cold, backwards, reverse, ultimate foil, whatever card. But when it comes to like a modern card thing, my whole idea is keep it a small print run and make sure that every single pack is answering a different question. This is the crux of what I disagree with the modern card market. The modern card market will ask the question when you open a booster pack, does this booster pack contain money in it? Does it contain value? Does it contain something worthy of your time and whatever? And I know this is not entirely true, but back when I was enjoying cards, and I think a lot of us who remembered cards, it was not does, it was more of a question of what. So you knew something was cool in there. You didn't know what it was. That card games, in my opinion, fundamentally changed when we stopped asking the question, what is a cool thing in the booster pack? And we started asking the question, does the booster pack have something cool in it? And that's the issue. That's the problem that I think is the modern, hiccup with trading cards, and why the whole thing is so weird right now. So that's for the Eldar trading cards. That's why I'm serializing every single rare, because it's a fine art print series. It's a print series, right? It's cool. It's because it's like art cards and shit. But anyway, it means that every single time I produce a booster pack for this for the Series 1 set. I'm never putting nothing in a pack, right? It's always something that is each pack contains a unique card that is unique, unlike any other card, even in serialization.
When you make your card packs, just include $500. It will make them really cool. You
joke, Moose, but actually some trading cards do that. There's some, I think they're baseball cards where you can like rip the card open or whatever, and sometimes they have cash in them. So, okay, hold on, let me catch some chat. Sorry. When the secondary market economy became too prevalent in production, never reprinted on powerful cards, it became all about the money. Yeah, you know, it became people jumped in on it, and so many people jumped in on the influx, and there was no preparation for that. That people, had this ability to sell cards for a great amount, for a substantial amount of money. And that attracted people into the hobby because they thought it was time for easy tendies. They thought that they could make some easy cash on it. And that was a real bad, tough choice for a lot of trading card enthusiasts to, realize, well, this is a different game now. This is not what I signed up for. So the Eldar trading card project is, like I said, a bit of a middle finger that I'm waggling at the modern trading card scene, where I'm doing a fun thing that's like, hopefully really cool, and hopefully everyone thinks is really rad, and I don't know, man. And also sketch cards, like the sketch cards are basically all done, which is really cool. The sketch cards are all finished for the most part. There's just a couple of like super ultra punch you in the face, like high-end sketch cards that I want to do that are really ambitious, that I might paint as well, but that's going to take me a lot of time, and I have to figure out, like, at a certain point in time, I have to figure out what is possible for time versus practicality of, getting something cool out there and finished. So, okay, so for our epics, we have, so we did our rares. For epics, we'll have Riven and Sariel. And that will be card number 41, right? Where are we at here? No, sorry. Oh, wait. Yeah, 41. Okay. Because we had up to 40 was the rare. So then 42, then 43, 44 is Narya, 45 is our Dragon Painting, and 46 is our Astral Sage Scroll. So, Riven and Sariel will be 41. And we'll have to finish these cards as we go, but I just want to make sure the numbers are good. 42. Ooh, we gotta put that in the actual layer as well. Gotta keep organized, man. 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46. Why was the dragon already done? Oh, because I included them in beta rares. That's why. That's why. Listen, I was prepared at least a little bit. 42. And 43. The legacy concept cards are going to be really fun for me to do, because I get to show off some very old Eldara stuff, And then Narya's 44. I need to fix a spelling mistake on this card. Figure out why that's got a... When did these start having a stroke, like line stroke around the numbers? Anyway, and then 45 is good, and then 46 is our Astral Sage Spell Scroll. 46. So it'd be overall like about a 60 card set, I think, right? No, 55-ish? Somewhere around there. Offer still stands to trade for every Sabine Kernam card out there. So there'll be, how many Sabines will there be out there in total? So we're not counting uncut print pages. If it's just the base release, there'll be about 60 Sabines. There'll be 60 Sabines Kernams, where of those 60, there will be 2 of them will be cold press versions, and one of them will be this like this cool fancy signed ones. I might expand the cold press print run, so it's not like super rare or whatever, just but like kind of different and cool. So there is that. Asking if I know more than a few people's grandparents who paid for their kids' college and allowed them to retire completely on baseball cards collections. Yeah, it's true. I mean, like I'll be honest, just straight up front, I got out of the Magic card and Pokemon scene when I left the game store, and when I did, I paid for my wedding, my schooling, and part of like my first stages of my career. I got rid of almost every single card that I owned when I left the game store, and kind of left that entire life. So no, I mean, like, you're right, Moose. It is real. A lot of like the money and the card and the value and that kind of thing, it's real. But it was real in the same way comics were real, where it's kind of like the vintage legacy stuff part of the hobby was where it was investable. But the modern hobby was supposed to be in the shadow of that as something that you could interact with, right? It wasn't supposed to just be about the money. And I think that's the problem with Pokemon, is that there's no game that goes along with Pokemon trading cards. No one plays Pokemon as a game. No one. Not a single person. It's all a fabrication, a lie. The tournaments, the World Cup. No, actually, Pokemon does a decent like support for their own tournaments, but nobody really. No, the amount of players who buy Pokemon cards that actually play the game is very, very small. Versus like Magic the Gathering, when it was a good, healthy economy for the secondary market, people were playing the game. And this was the beginning of the end, is when Wizards of the Coast stopped supporting as many tournaments and things like that, and local game stores began to collapse. Then it just became around the economy of the cards and not around the game. So yeah, no, but you're right. It is definitely a real thing, you know, to sell your baseball cards or whatever, and retire or some shit, you know, pay for your kids' tuition, whatever. Maybe trade some vials of blood for some. Why do you, dude? What is the first edition market gonna be like for these like base set cards? Like, I'm so curious to see like how oh God, the first time that anybody in our Discord does or organizes some kind of a trade is gonna be wild. It's gonna be hilarious. So maybe I have to do like maybe I'll have to do like a trader's badge or whatever, something like that. You know, a little medal. People in the Discord for the first, like, you know, couple of trades that go through the Discord for whatever, you know, completing sets or something. I'll have to do that. Something silly and stupid or whatever. Okay. So that's 46. So the cards, I think the dragon is done. The dragon painting, this is a card that is done. I like it. We don't need to change anything about it. It's perfect. The only thing though is it's got this stroke path around here. Why is this on our, when did this start? This started on, okay, I see why this is on here now. Because you can't see it here. Okay, that's fair. I see. Okay, so that can be on this card. This one doesn't need it though. This one we can kill the stroke on Eldara Series 1, and we can also kill it on the... Is there a drop shadow on these? No, right? No. Yeah, no. Okay. I'm crazy. So we don't need it on 44. How far through this? Okay, we don't need it on 45. Oops. And it's not on 46. Oh, it was on the weird. Why is this so much brighter as well? That's so weird. I wonder why it has a different, oh, I wonder if it's because it's on a, I wonder if it's because of this is, got hit with like a color dodge or something at some point in time to help pump it up, let's just say. Let's grab one from a different card. It's not a horizontal card. There we go. First ed stamp. Oops. Weird. It's on this one too. How in the hell did that happen? We need to grab it from a different card altogether. Okay. Rip it out of our base card design. For our base cards. And then we shall go back to our epics. Because the problem is each one of these is slightly different. So you see how like the cards are, or the gold border is like slightly different? Very strange, isn't it? How the hell did that happen? So I'm going to move that in line here. And plop that into the Dragon's Claim seal. Boom. There we go. So that one's fixed. And now on our Astral Sage piece. Yeah, I wonder what happened there. Okay. And that's fixed too. Perfect, man. Perfect. So, Narya. There is a typo here. Spot the typo. Grand Grest. How did that happen? Oh, it's under one. Oh, I need to do a new seal for it. Oh. Blame a printer's error and change 10 times the amount for them. Wait, blame a printer and charge 10 times the amount for them. Bro, is this how we're going to pay for the $7,000 printer? We're going to have one of them good to go. Okay. I see how it is. I see Atari out here. All right, let's do a new seal here. So we're going to make this as a new layer here. We're going to do this new seal. Okay. Brand new seal. Ready? This is going to be fun. We're going to do it even fancier than the one here, okay? Because why not be extravagant? My mama always said, if you're going to be extravagant, be extravagant. That's right. Trust me on that entirely. Don't actually ask her. She doesn't remember. There we go. Okay. We're going to do our diamonds. We don't make this too complicated, but you know what? We are going to apply a brand new ethos in our Realms of Eldar world building. Everything is going to be extra. I've decided that some things have to be very grounded in Eldara. Some things have to be very grounded. But everything that can be extra is going to start being extra. And there's nothing anyone can do to stop me. Good morning, Nick. Then we get limited edition ultra folded serialized paladin sexy withered card. Okay, dude. You know, there is an Evangeline card, honestly. Like on the base set, okay, predictions. What do you think the most desired like base card is gonna be? Right? Because there's a couple contenders. Obviously the painted ones are gonna be a little bit rarer. The crumb is a staple, so I could easily see that one being it. But there is two contenders here. Sabine Kernam, just because Atari could entirely corner the market on Sabine Kernam cards. But Evangeline of Cornithar. You're right. There is an Evangeline card. You know, there is no orb common. The orb is unfortunately a sketch card. So the orbs are all hand sketched. So you'll have to be very careful here. If you want to collect an orb, they're going to be hard to get. Gonna be hard to get, man. You know. Oop, where are we? There we go. There are too many tabs open. Yo, Nicholas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. What's that card? Be the orb with your picture in it. There is no orb card in the base set though, unfortunately. So yeah. Sorry, Moose. I'm sorry, Cass. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. Okay, so... Oh, right. The card is currently sideways, isn't it? It's gonna make text a little awkward, isn't it? What's this called? Modesto, right? Modesto poster. Grand. Now remember, we need to spell it correctly. There we go. Not Grand Crest, Grand Crest. There we go. I'm glad we did it correctly this time. I'm very proud of us. Let's just scooch this paragraph styling in here a little bit. Make it a little bit more clumped in there. There we go. That's what we want. Look at it, man. Copy that. Number 7 messenger. What does that mean? Don't worry about it. Lore spoilers, okay? Lore spoilers. Stamp. So we gotta make this look fancy, okay? So this has to be a little bit smaller. And then we gotta do since we're sideways right now, I have to hit it a different key than what you would think to move it. Messenger. Where's the accent to D? Where's the accent to D? Where's the accent to D? You're right. Messenger. That's hilarious. Where's the accent to D? Thank you. Thank you. Where's the fucking accent to D? Oh, whatever. I'll do it later. Grand Crest. Just 2 S's in there. Messenger. Grand Crest Messenger. I should have just left that. That's funnier. Okay. Hold on. Where are we at now? Let's see. Stamp. Okay, now I do our design. Wait. Let's be on the same layer. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll do our fancy design here. Holy shit, I fixed one and I almost let the other slip right through. Oh my god. Thank God for Atari, bro. Do the clowns and the pillars. We're gonna make it look a little more like Grants. Astral spell check, yeah. You know, this is a big problem for me. When I was a designer, graphic designer, I would look at words so much that they don't look like words anymore, right? Like when I'm looking at a word, I'm not looking at whether or not the word is like correct or whatever. It's so weird to talk with this. I'm looking at the shape of the word. Okay, this is what happens when you like do graphic designer shit. You start looking at the shapes of things and the weight and stuff rather than whether or not things are correct. So I'd always have I'd have a typo that I'd stare at for like 3 months that I wouldn't notice because I'm not looking at if the word is spelled correctly. I'm looking at the shape and like, you know what I mean? And like presence of the word, the weight of it as an element. And then I'd get to like the final drafts and I'd be like looking at over with another designer. They're like, oh, hey man, you got a typo here. And I'm like, typos? What? I've been working on this project for like 6 months, man. Give me a typo. And there'd be like 4 in there. You know, it was always a joke. Like every designer has at some point in time put a typo to print. So I'm very sympathetic when you see like modern, you know, game releases, you see like a typo or something in like a press release or something, or like a poster, and you're like, oh, how could a professional make a mistake like this? I'm like, look, I'm not excusing it, but I know exactly how it happens. I'm not excusing it because again, you're a professional. This is a big professional release. Yeah, obviously you can't have things like misspelled whatevers or the wrong names or some shit in there. You know, like someone just did recently a very nice, very, very generous, very nice little like spotlight thing highlight of me on their website and got my name wrong. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. I just think Ella pointed out. She's like, oh, and I was like, oh, that's cute. I'll send them a message. I haven't actually messaged them at all about it yet. But anyway, I know exactly how it happens. The part of me that's just like I'm not like, oh, disgusted. I just kind of wince where I'm like, I know exactly, because that person was staring at that word, like they misspelled Zalatath's name on the poster or some shit like that. It's like that person stared at that word for 30 hours and never once thought if the word was spelled correctly. They were looking at how it looked. You know? It's so brutal. Here's a word mark, yeah. The medieval tech level, how much can we expect from them? Post office. Ooh, God, listen, we're trying to be anachronistic. We're not listen, any real world post office related incompetence, we're leaving at the gate. Okay? Come on, man. It's supposed to be an escape from reality. Any misspelled words make it into office. Official LR stuff, just make them different regional dialects, like color versus color. Oh yeah, I mean, like that happened though. One of the biggest spelling not spelling mistakes, but just like what's the right word? Like, well, whatever, like writing mistakes actually has made it into lore canon. So like the joke is people will sometimes accidentally reuse a name. Like they'll come up with the same name twice, and I did that. And I actually I made it lore. I mean, you guys know the story. I don't think there's anybody here that doesn't know the story, but that's how Lemashir and Lemlashir, the lore behind it got like finalized. Was oops. I'm not on symmetry, am I? I'm not on symmetry. Okay, there we go. That's how that mistake happened and got like canonized. It was originally a mistake from me, but I just made a story around it. And the story is extremely plausible. And it all fits. You know, it's kind of funny when that shit happens. And I know it's going to happen. You try to beat yourself up about it when you make a mistake or whatever. Like it's impossible for me to ever be embarrassed about things like spelling mistakes because I've sent the most costly mistake I've ever made was around $2,000 because I had sent a mistake to print, and the first round of like, I think it was like pamphlet brochure type things for a development in Vancouver, got sent through with a spelling mistake in it. And it was like, if there's a small one somewhere in body text, it's usually not the biggest deal because it's often not entirely your fault because somebody gives you the text and you're supposed to make sure it's correct before you put it to print. But obviously it's kind of like, I shouldn't have sent you the text that was wrong anyway. So it's whatever. But this one, like, it was a big one. It was in a title. And because, you know, like a lot of developments, they have like, you know, Crescent Ridge Heights, you know, Spruce Willow Grove 10, like a lot of like developments and stuff like that are just, the names are so obnoxious, and I didn't realize that one of them was wrong, and so they printed all these like brochures for it or pamphlets or whatever, this new development, and like yeah, it was like $2,000 worth of these things they had to reorder, and I was like, guess that's coming out of the budget. And like with big projects, you don't get paid. Like, okay, here's how a big graphic design project works. You will talk to a company, right? You will talk to a company and you'll say, hey, I'll do this thing. I will do this thing for you. And it's going to cost, the budget for this project is going to be $50,000, right? Well, that's not how much you're making. You're not making 50. No, it's not 50. 50, you're not making $50,000 off of it, right? The budget for the whole project is 50 grand. You have to take, you know, 5 grand of that goes to the printer. You know, 10 grand goes to the website, right? 10 grand goes to whatever else, you know? So then you get to kind of keep what's left at the end. So you got to figure out what your price is so that you might make, for a big $50,000 project that takes you like a month or whatever, like literally a month of your life, you might get 5 grand out of that, which is like great. You know, you make 5 grand that month. That's not a lot for a graphic designer, but like, hey, you know, you do what you can. So when there's a mistake with printing and that costs 2 grand, well, the company's already handed you the budget, right? So that comes out of yours. So, you know, you make less because of your mistake or whatever. And that happened, and I was working with a really great company that was like, hey, it's fine. You know, we got a good relationship with the printer. They'll give us a good deal on reprint, whatever, and this and that. And so I didn't actually get completely screwed by it, but it was really, really funny. It was hilarious, I will say. So after that, man, holy, it'd be impossible for me to be, you know, too self-conscious about anything. Okay. Oops. Merge layers. Get on a similar angle here. Now, it's not a great idea to be editing the file. Like, I should be doing this on individual cards in different files, but... Oh, excuse me. The issue is... the issue is... I didn't set it up for that. So, here we are. Here we are. Dealing with past Evan. There we go. Ithra Athari. Let's put a slight drop shadow on this. Just the ever so slightest droppest of shadows. Now, I was planning on putting some little like stamps and stuff on this. I think we could put the Dragon's Claim stamp on this, but what I might do is I might actually physically stamp this with the Dragon's Claim. Like I think I'll physically stamp the card with the Dragon's Claim stamp instead of actually like putting it on here. I think it's actually going to be like a proper, you know, that might be irresponsible. I think it's kind of cool, right? To use the actual Dragon's Claim stamp to, but I was going to do that for the different card. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's see what it'll look like if I did it by hand or like digitally. Where's the stamp? Dragon's Claim would be the seal? Nope. That's the wax thing I started and never finished. Dragon's Claim here. So if we yoink the line work, I wonder if that would be. Oh, nope, it's the old one, isn't it? Yeah, it's too. Ooh, no, it's too this. Oh, but it would look better because then I'd have to stamp the border and that wouldn't look good. Oh, shoot. Well, shit. Super duper bonus premium content, handwritten note in the back from Endrick. Dude, that would be hilarious. Like, because there's cards that are like cards within cards, right? Baseball, what are they called? Card in card. Now I'm not familiar enough with the baseball the baseball like collection scene as a whole to know what the size is called, but there's an old size of baseball card that was a lot smaller. Card inside a card. Oh, what are these called? Mute the shit out of this. Yeah, so this is something you can get in modern baseball cards. I don't know, it's called a rip card here, but I don't know if that's like the proper name. But it's a baseball card, right? Where you like can tear away. It's like perforated here, right? But you have to destroy the card, which I hate and I kind of love at the same time. And inside is a smaller card. So remember, I think it was Moose that said the joke about just putting in money or whatever in the card. This is the meme right here, because there are some cards that like companies that will put like rolled up cash inside in these cards, but this would be kind of fun. So like this old card size right here had a name back in the day. Like you can get card holders for cards this size, and it was like a like a standard size at some point in time in like the ancient elder days. But now you can get them like as rip cards inside of cards or something like that. So I could do something like that. Have an Endrick something card inside another card you had to like rip up apart or whatever, which would be kind of funny. Oh, it's serialized too. Oh, that's so nasty. They make you destroy a serialized card? What a nasty ass thing Topps did there. I love it. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to do something like redemption cards. The problem is with redemption cards, it's just so unbelievably difficult to manage, I think, like long-term redemption cards where someone like gets a card and they can like redeem a code on the print store for something cool or whatever. Like I think the idea is cool for sports cards, but the problem is that it's a lot of, it's like extra stuff to manage on the back end. And since I don't have like a team to do it for me, it's kind of like, you know, You know? Who's gonna do it? Okay, so is the Narya card good? Do we like this card? I think this card is basically done. It was like an Ithra Athari postcard. So we're gonna call it that. Ithra Athari postcard. And this will be one of the epics. So this will be numbered to 5. Ooh, so fancy. Ithrathari postcard, that is good. We're going to highlight that with green as well. Very fancy organization things here that I have. Okay, the next one is the Legacy Concepts card, the Dragon Folk. So, I kind of like it the way it is. Obviously, we're going to change the text, but I kind of like the, like, basicness of it. Nothing, like, ultra fancy. It's just kind of... It's just kind of chilling, right? It's just the card. Ugh, COVID got me. All right. I'm trying so hard to cough on mic. Legacy Concepts Dragon Folk of Meshrehet. So, for this... Where is the Dragon Folk of Meshrehet part? Wait, what? Why are these layers... What the fuck? Where is the... Oh, I see. Here we go. The Dragon of Meshrehet. So the Legacy Concept series. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Now, I wonder if we could do some layer styling stuff for this to like have the texture beneath. Just do it as a multiply instead. You know? And then, okay. And then what we could do, make a new layer here. Create a clipping mask on the entire group. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Then we could do something cool like getting our... Because I wanted to put a texture brush in here. Oh God, where is my painting brush? Oh no. Greg Rutowski, give me your brushes. Greg Rutowski, brushes. We're gonna hope that that was it. Oh. Oh, thank God I missed my brush. Oh God, okay. All right. So we can add a little bit of color here and texture. There we go, dude. Got the ink splatters in there. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's fun. That's cool, man, because this is an old card, right? This is like, or an old design. This is like old, like I want in the future, ideally, I would like each sort of like year of release of the cards at the end of the year to be a celebration of the art of the year, basically, right? To produce enough art through the entire year that I have a full set for the next year. But some of the old stuff, and especially in the first like release or whatever, there's going to be a lot of celebrations of sort of like old ancient cards and old ancient concepts and stuff like that. And like, this is a really shitty piece of art from back in a time when I was really struggling to figure out like how to kind of get back into doing art again. But I love it because it has that story behind it. You know, it has that history. All right. All right, cool. That's exactly what needed to happen, is for this to blend in here with this. So, Legacy Concepts, the Dragon Folk of Meshrehet. And I think that is good. Cool. So that's number 43, and that is going to be greenlit too. So the Dragon's Claim seal doesn't really need anything on it either. I think that one was basically done as well, because it's just the seal, right? It's just the seal on this parchment thing, kind of burned in, and yeah. Select. We're gonna try something here. Oh. We're gonna try selecting, putting a little bit of blue in here. Okay. So what's that gonna do? Well, I'll show you. That's not going to show up on the card, I realized. All right, fuck it. We'll go with the background as it is. Now, the issue is that there's a little bit of a lack of weathering on the seal, but I think that's okay. We could kind of do something darker like that. I think that might be cooler, hey? Have it kind of a blend between the two. You know? So you see the texture of the background coming through it. Dragon Art is cool, even if it's older. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I mean, like the older artwork is like really, it's part of the process. You know, as embarrassing as it is to look back at your art when you were like a weaker artist, I think it's important, though, definitely, to be able to look back on it and say, yeah, you know, this was a developmental part of the process, as it were, you know. So even the old artwork is still satisfying to look at. It's supposed to be. I wanted to put little scribbles of like of like memes on here, you know, little handwritten notes or whatever. Like I want to put like the Dragon's Claim is not a cult. I wonder if I could do that. Like really messy, so it just kind of looks like texture. But like you'd know, you know, if you know, you'd know. Like, let's see. Let's try something here. Text. Layer 610. That's hilarious. Wonder if this Photoshop document will get to 1,000 layers. Oops. Excuse me. Why can't I? There we go. Okay, we could like do some of these scribbles in here, and then pull it into. Okay, hold on. I have ideas. Move this over here. Okay. We'll put some Eldari runes in here as well. This is gonna be a fun card to do. Okay, we'll do some of the Aldarian language. This card's gonna be full of Easter eggs. We'll figure out how to assemble all these. This is gonna be really funny. Hashtag rat-free soup. Okay, let's put one in there. It's supposed to be messy and scribbled. And not quite legible. There. Do not drink the soup. We'll put that right above an Eldari ring. So no. Okay. Oh god, okay. 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 Put it right above a ring so it looks like it's kind of a note about the ring. Well, let's need to put the soup as a lie. We need to make that one a little more legible though, right? I think the soup as a lie has to be a little bit more legible. Right? Write it at least a little bit more legibly. So the soup is a lie. You know what? I gotta scribble it. The soup is a lie. Don't drink the soup. The soup is a lie. Okay. And then we need our map grid in here. Okay. And do a little thing for Grand Crest. Just a little thing for Grand Crest, alright? Right in the corner here. A little thing for Grand Crest. Referencing our Shattered Sea map. Make it slightly legible. Okay. That one over here. We're gonna hide this one in, oops, with more of our runic Aldarian. Okay. Runic Aldarian is an important language to see on the cards. Does anybody care about the language of Runic Aldarian in Grand Crest? Absolutely. Does the Dragon's Claim? Not even a little bit. Okay. And no, this isn't just an incantation for free rat soup. This is not just evoking shifting to Wolf's poor familiar. Maybe that's why Wolf stopped coming to the stream, because she finally figured out that the rat soup was just her familiar. I feel really bad if that was the reason. But yet, here we are, so. Okay, there's that one. And then I wonder if we can grab some of the map from the Shattered Sea. And layer that very faintly. Just like the text or something. Oh, it's a big Photoshop file. Please don't crash everything. Oh, thank God. Oh, yeah. That's good shit right there. We're just gonna merge this group. Yoink it. Close this and do not save it. Oh yeah. So we're gonna put this underneath our thingy here. Super faded. Then once again, just start carving out bits of it, especially around close to the actual seal. We're hiding layers upon layers of map. And then we're going to put, again in here, another layer down where Measure Head is, I think. Maybe. Mountain range. We do have to have Gorncrest Citadel on there, I feel like. Yeah. That's important. Gorncrest Citadel should go... Put it up here with the rat soup ravings. There we go. Can merge these layers now. All right, man. I think that's good for the card. I don't want to do too much on it. Just a little bit of weathering, a little bit of things like that. And I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. Multiply it. Or overlay it. Yeah, the overlay's better. And we'll just do a couple of passes here. Do one, let's get a cloud brush, actually. Use our super secret tech for ink splotches. Did you see Mishred is in the south? It is in the south, yeah. It is. Edit, define, brush, preset, sample brush 1, sure. Flip it upside down like this. Have it go hard light. Lower the opacity on it. And then erase everything we don't want. Okay. That is our Dragon's Claim seal card. The last thing I wanted to do was actually a border around it. So, I wonder about, I wonder if I can isolate a stroke path. Is that something that can be done? So it kind of looks like I want to make it look like it was magical. Let's find out. I know this is not going to be the best example here. We're going to just try it. Oh, that's right. That's why. It was the wrong tool. So it's going to look really weird until it doesn't. It's going to look really offensive until the second it doesn't. Trust me, I know. I see what we're doing. I know what we're doing. Doesn't quite fit the right color. There we go. Oh yeah. We can hit some of our text with that too. On the map. It'd be really nice to have like one really like bright bleeding edge around it as well. I wonder if that'd be too difficult to do. I have to trace it out by hand probably, but
Hello, hi, good morning.
Maybe.
My framed Dragonauts
Hello,
has arrived
Steph.
and I'm in. Love, would you like to see it?
Wait. It's done? It's good? It's finished? Yes, I would like to see it. Holy shit, I would like to see it. Yes, this is a big deal for me, Steph. Wait, seriously? It's in? It's good? It's done? Tell me, show me, where is this? Is this Stream Topics? Where do I find the image? But yes, please, holy shit. So, Steph bought one of the limited edition releases that I did of the Dagrond in the large format. And spent extra cash on getting it framed all fancy and real like. So I am very intrigued to see how this turned out. I am very, very intrigued. Yes, please show. I must know. What if you just do it on the top? Because what an honor it is to have somebody put up art that I make in their home, in their space of creativity. An added level to that is the spending money on getting it framed, treating it with respect and dignity. Not that like just putting up art on your wall in like a Michael's frame or whatever isn't respect and dignity. There's just an extra level of it, okay? Can I hang it? Need a tall person? Okay, hold on. Well, you know the gallery height, proper gallery height stuff is 44 inches, I believe. 44 or 42, somewhere around there. Hold up. Let me get Discord up. Stream topics. Okay. Okay. Yo, wait, this looks sick, dude. Oh, shit, dog. Great choice of complimenting Matt on there. Wow, I wouldn't have thought of... Wow, dude. Sort of the craft board, Matt, that looks incredible. Yo, what the hell, man? What the hell? Got a really good deal on the framing. Picked a frame with gold accents, a mat that matched the arts, and made sure to keep the signature intact. Dude. That's so cool. Oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah, dude, the oh my god. That's perfect. You picked an amazing, yeah. Yeah, the gold trim on there and the craft mat, that's a crazy good like, man, that's a great combination there. I love it. That's great, dude. And yeah, and yo, so this, wow, dude. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, man. There's the series numbering on there and everything. Okay, that's fucking cool as shit. That's cool as shit. Yeah, pin that shit. Pin that shit. Oh my god. Look at it. It's so good. Oh my god. Steph Monard. That's so fucking rad. Holy shit, dude. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Oh god. That's really cool. That makes me happy. Makes me happy. Did you know you can do different colored mats? Picking frames is overwhelming. Yes. Yeah. No, picking frames out for art is it's a complicated process. Okay? Like it's a serious and sometimes trauma-inducing experience, but if you have a good framer, they have like a lot of recommendations and stuff on how to highlight pieces and whatnot, and it doesn't have to be that, you know, bad. But no, I mean, it is a huge endeavor. So I'm honored that you thought that the work was worthy of that kind of a, not only an investment but also energy, you know, to try and pick out the perfect frame for it. So that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. That's like seriously humbling to see. I don't know, like that's really cool. Okay, so that's like I didn't know if anyone would give a shit about doing like fancy editions of work. I didn't think anyone would. I didn't think it would be like a big deal, right? That anyone would care about having a fancy or limited edition of art. Like doing print series, because it's something I always wanted to do, because it's like a mark of like real artists, right? You do print series and you know, physical paintings and shit like that. And like the modern age is so different from that era of fine artists that doing fine art prints is like such a weird, like, who asked kind of thing. It's so niche. And it's just so cool to see that, like, I don't know, man, that you cared stuff, and that it was a piece worthy of that kind of attention and love. So I'm really humbled. That's really cool. We like the highlight? No, we hate it. We much prefer without. All right, this card is done. The Seal of the Dragon's Claim. It's finished. Would it be better if it was just in color? Is that better? I didn't multiply overlay. No, I like it like this. It's the proper seal. It's the proper seal. Unless... No, it's the proper seal. It's the proper seal. Stop. I'm not overthinking it. 100% I'm gonna frame to keep it nice. Yeah, I mean, like, I was in Edmonton actually, talking with a really great artist by the name of Courtney, about this, about if people would give a shit about my prints being numbered in general. And she said, along with another person there that I forget her name. I feel really bad. But her and another artist there said that they thought the idea of getting prints that were limited run made it like they understood exactly what I wanted out of limited run stuff. You know, I find them like the limited run for art prints is like it's a tradition of the fine art world that has good and bad history behind it, but the main reason why I wanted to do it is because it adds a little bit of credibility to the singular piece as it is in the wild, you know, like there's only one of any given piece of art, right? There's only one of any given trading card. There's only one because like each item is its own individual thing, right? But the thing is that without it being, I guess, marked as such in some way, then it's kind of like, well, what's the difference between it and all the others that look like it? I don't know if I'm making sense, but when it comes to pieces of art, because you can't make originals as a digital artist unless you did one of ones. Doing an edition series like that is the only way, I think, of getting close to that sort of proper lineage of fine art. And that's important to me for whatever reason. For whatever stupid reason I decided that was important to me. It is. And so I didn't think anyone would care. And it's really cool that you did care enough to get it framed all fancy like that stuff. So that's cool, man. I am most pleased. I am most pleased. That's really cool. Thanks for posting that. It totally made my day. All right, Dragon's Claim seal is done. Oh my god, that one was a lot of layers in there. So Riven and Sariel are Eldara. Ooh, we did the same thing there with our Series 1 effect. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Riven Ashmore and Sariel. Sariel does not have a last name. It's just Sariel. And his signature also is going to be hilarious. It's going to be really hilarious and lame. As you would assume it to be for Sariel. Riven's is going to be super fancy and super like, you know, like Riven's is going to be something like, thinking about like fancy Riven. It's going to be like, or no, wait, how's it going to end that? You know, something super like fancy. And then Sariel's is just going to be like, just the practicality of, you know, all right. The practicality of Sariel versus the extravagance of Riven. So I'll have to probably, if I'm going to make 5 cards, I'll probably have to print like 10 and try and find the 5 best signatures. So the bounty cards, Eldar signature series is going to be similar to the concept art series. So we can yoink that. What the fuck is this? Oh, right. It's going to do the map on there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Riven and Sariel. And the text itself. We're going to do a darker pass on it with a multiply. Why is this so fancy? Oh, jeez. That's not helping. Maybe kind of look like they're a little bit... What if we just merge the entire group? Smash the entire group together. And then add a stroke to it. A super bright. Or dark. Actually, dark's kind of nice, actually. I don't mind that. Dark's kind of nice. Make it an outside stroke. 3 points. Ooh, I like that. Riven and Sariel. Bounty card. Move this down a little bit. And then we'll do a little fancy design on it too. To just kind of match in there, just all fancy like. So a little like text tray type thing. The same dark brown we have for this. Heart over the eye. Oh my god, she would, wouldn't she? She would. That's a great idea. Absolutely. She would do that. That is 100% the kind of thing she would do, too. The alcohol stained, lipstick smudged, heart over the eye, Riven signature, mixed with Sariel. Just an S and then a line after it. An S and then a very practical line. That is 100% the type of thing she would do. It's supposed to be kind of scratchy and sketchy, so we're going to leave it really rough even for the final piece. I don't think we're going to use any like fancy overlays or whatever for this card. Here, this text. Might delete the map a little bit around this so there's a little less busy. Clean it up just a smidge. From the text. Eldara Signature Series Bounty Card. Riven Ashmore. And Sariel. I love this card, man. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. Get the Riven and Sariel combo card. The duo. Oh my god. What layer is all this on? Oh boy. Oh guys, I lost it. This is it. Okay, thank god. Found it. Found it. Oh, I should be saving these as I go, though, for a test print. Shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. Okay. Save as... Tutorials. That's exciting. Saving the first, what the fuck? Save copy. There we go. PNG. So this is card number 41. Ruben and Sariel. And that is green lit for our epics. Oh, except for the Astral Sage spell scroll. So Ruben Sariel. Dragon's Claim Seal. Save his copy. And I'll do a little test print of these today as well. 42 Dragon's Claim Seal. 43. Dragon Folk. Concept. I hope these are really fun to get, like cool, you know, whatever, limited kind of things. Limited print run. This is 44. Athari postcard. $45. The dragon. It's just called dragon. Fuck it. And then our Astral Sage relic. So this is one that needs a little bit more work, I think, a little love. It's pretty good though. Maybe just change the text a little bit. Give me a sec. I'm gonna quickly grab a new water, and then we'll finish this card off and maybe try and work on some of our Cadigan from Critical Role art. All right. We back, man. Okay. Last epic. Astral Sage Relic. So, this card is oop, made my examples. You know, I probably should have it. My examples in sleeves. So, if you're not familiar, you have no idea how a sports card looks. Because you, in your journey through trading cards, have only ever gotten Magic the Gathering trading card game playing cards and pocket monster cards. No idea what it looks like to get a sports card. You can actually get sports cards with like jerseys in them. Can you believe that? Ooh, card might be too thick. Might be too thick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna need a team bag for that. So this is what it kind of looks like. Here, I'll do this one. This is what a jersey card looks like. Right here. So it's a thicker card. Okay, this is what like the two cards sit beside each other might look like. That's a regular card, and then right under that, that's the thickness of the jersey card. Okay. And inside of it, it's got actual pieces of, I think, is this game used? Jake Ottinger game used hockey memorabilia. So that's actual jersey material in there. It's kind of sandwiched in between the card stock. You can get thicker versions. So like that's how thick this one is. That's a thick boy. And the fancier the card, the thicker the card. So this is another Dallas Stars card, which is hilarious. Jason Robertson and Rupe Hintz. Two very good players, actually. That's probably a pretty cool card. Numbered 228 out of 249. And that's two different players' jersey cards. Okay. So, similarly, the Astral Sage Relic card is going to be something more along the lines of the thickness of that card. And it's going to have a piece of not fabric in it, actually, but there we go. But actually a little piece of parchment with an Astral Sage seal on it. So it's like an in-world relic from inside of Eldara. Obviously, it's just a joke, but yeah, so it'll be a piece of parchment with some like Astral Sage seal on it. Now, the question is, well, first of all, like, do I put, so this says on it, the information it just has on it underneath the jerseys is all it has on it is, so like this one doesn't have anything on it, just has Jake Ottinger. This one has their names, their position, and their team. Whereas this one just has his name on it. So maybe, I don't think we need to do anything like that around it. Like, I don't think that I need to put any sort of information around the card like that. How is it just a bunch of pieces of cards sandwiched together? It is. So this is just a bunch of pieces of card stock sandwiched together. That's how they make these thick ones. Interesting. So this is 3 or 4 cards together. Now I practiced this with Ella, with her card, so I know how this is gonna work. It's gonna be a bitch to do, but it's gonna be fun. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be a thick boy. Holy shit. the way I have to do it. All right, put those there for now. And then put those there for now. Oh no, expired redemption card. Rip. Parella. Do we need extra information on here? So Astral Sage relics, authentic spell scroll fragment recovered from the Mal Azor Temple. Is there anything else on here that would be fun to say or do or put? Any other information? Series 1, 46, whatever, gold border, watercolor, big border. I think this is good. It's like nice and simple, right? Keep it right above here. Maybe we can add a little stroke to the outside. Definitely dark. An expel scroll fragment recovered from the Mal Azor Temple. And then so what I have to do is I have to cut this out in the middle. So maybe what we do here. I'm gonna make the stroke. Yeah. Okay. I might have to cricket this. No, you know what? I don't have to actually. I can just do this by hand because it's pretty simple. It's just a square, right? If I did it as a sage ring, that would be rad. Oh my god, wait. How do I do that? That would have to be with the cricket, but it'd be kind of messy too. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I have the parchment that I'm going to handwrite all the seals on. There's also going to be a wax seal version of a card like this, which is going to be kind of rad with the Blackwood dice seal. So that's going to be a fun one. Oh my god, that's going to be the like Ella Blackwood like RPA. Wait, it's going to be like a seal signature and okay. All right, sorry. Nope, good. I have dumb ideas. So I think this one's good too. I think this card is good too. The design just needed the text on it to be framed a little bit. The next spell scroll fragment recovered from the Mal Azor Temple. And we're going to save that. Okay. Maybe this should be a legendary instead of an epic, to be honest. Maybe there should be only 3 of these instead of 5. Because they're... I don't know. How many cards in total do we have? Let's figure this out. The old calculator on out here. So we have 200 rares plus 30 sketch cards. Then we have epics. We have 30 epics. Hold up. I didn't do that right. 200 rares plus 30 epics plus 30 sketch cards is 260. Legendaries are 15 plus 15. 275. Artifacts, there's going to be 5. Plus 5 is 280. And then 10 secret rares. Oh, so that does work out. Okay. Fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Astral Sage spell scroll. Yeah, I guess I could bump it down to legendary. go to fancier border and stuff, you know. The wax can be encased in a shell of a clear resin to keep it fresh. Probably not. Probably just be a wax seal, to be honest. Be a little more delicate of a card, a little more, you know, what's the word? Fragile, I guess, maybe. Ella did offer to, if I wanted to do anything like that, like relics, to do a resin pour on top of them, if I wanted. So it's not an impossibility. And like the resin Ella uses for a dice is like really good resin, so it isn't yellow or anything. Which is kind of funny when you hear people talk about resin dice. And they're like, oh, you don't want to get resin dice. They turn yellow. It's like, bro, what kind of cheap ass dog shit resin dice have you bought? Let's see. Yeah, I think we should move this one to the legendary category. And that means that we need another fancier epic card design, which I have some ideas for. Man, a lot of these are signature cards on the top end. Not yellow unless they purposely made yellow. Yeah. Like crappy resin will turn yellow as time goes on. And like a lot of dice makers will buy shitty resin. Ella, for instance, when she first, like her first dice, when she first started like making dice, a lot of them have yellowed. Because, you know, she's like trying stuff out for the first time, didn't know what she was doing, you know, just kind of like bought stuff and just started making dice as you do. And so a lot of Ella's earliest dice sets, back in her old molds, old size, whatever, those ones that have a lot of like clear spaces and pockets in them have yellowed. But that's like kind of like part of the like process. But like her newer sets, or her new sets that she made with her new molds, which are now no longer new because she's been making them since she just, you know, right after she first started, I guess. None of those have yellowed whatsoever. You know, they haven't burned or browned or yellowed. And like, I almost had an argument with this girl at one of the markets where she was saying to her friend, oh, you don't want to buy those dice because they turn yellow. And I was like, oh, actually, that's not a problem if you buy like really high-end resin. And so like Ella uses a type of resin, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like I correct the misinformation that girl is telling the other person that looks at and likes Ella's dice. You know, I don't care if people are like wrong or whatever, but when somebody like, you know, telling a potential customer at a convention, you know, like, oh, these dice are whatever, and they're saying something wrong about it, I'm going to correct it. And the girl was like, no, I've used resin. You know, I've used before. I know what's going on with this stuff. Like, you know, don't listen to him. I'm like, what? I almost drew blade and started a Sith duel with her right then and there. So, have a wonderful day. And what? All right, you too. Have a wonderful day. Likewise, I appreciate that. So yeah. Like shitty resin will yellow, Nick, if you don't buy good stuff. But so we could encase the wax seals. What if there's anything like that? Wax seal on trading card. The problem is if you search the term wax on a trading card, you're gonna get like old wax box is what they're called too. Yeah. Like oh, this is interesting. So like, okay, these aren't trading cards, but like there's something similar, I guess. You know, there's got to be like old like cards, signatures and stuff. Yeah, it'd be something similar to like this, I think, for her dice. Or sorry, for her seal. Because the Dragon's Claim has no wax seal made yet. Ella had one made for her because she did wax seal for her dice, her dice boxes. I never did that, so I didn't make one yet. Doesn't seem like that's like really a thing. I'm sure somebody at some point in time has put a wax seal in a trading card. There's like old like trading cards that are old like historical trading cards. Where you can get like signatures from, yeah, there you go. Like I assume, like old, oh god, where are some of the old ones? You could get like I think it's Ultra Pro or Topps or someone that makes these like presidential trading cards. So you get like a Benjamin Franklin, like what's this? Yeah, like a John Adams signature. Like that's pretty cool, Authentic John Adams signature. So I would assume in one of these kind of like weird like card sets or whatever. Yeah, so this is Topps. Okay, cool. I would assume that somewhere in there they had like a wax seal from a letter or some shit. Like this one has a Theodore Roosevelt signature. I don't know what president he was, but I know he was an American president. Like a Lincoln, one of one. Oh yeah, right here. These are them. So I would assume that somebody has at some point in time tried to encase a wax seal on a trading card. I assume so. I'm making that assumption. Whether it's a good or bad assumption. Maybe do historical presidents trading cards wax seal? Not really. People who collect wax seals, that's pretty cool. I know that was a thing. That's kind of cool though. Yo, it's a one of one George Washington signature. I actually don't know if that's a signature. Looks like it though. The Historical Association. Impression of Lincoln's presidential seal. Yeah, so I wonder if I have to use a different wax to also make sure that it like properly sort of encases on the card. Because a lot of the fancy wax that people use right now for like kind of, invitations and stuff that's available in the market, it's more of like a craft wax. And I don't know if it's like intended as like a sealing wax, because it looks fancy and it keeps its shape as opposed to like actually being like an unbroken seal necessarily. So that probably works. Okay, let's move this into the legendaries category. I feel like it should be a little bit more fancy. So that means we need one more legendary card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 25 of them now. Only 25 of these. So what else can we do? What other arts do we have? So if our epics were only to 30, then I'd have to do 5. Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. This could work. Wax to 5. Epics to 5. We could do 25 of them. Your 5 epics to 25. Legendaries to 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Astral Sage Relic. So this is actually perfect. So the dragon. So the next one will be the Amelia and Ella card. And it'll be 46. Okay, I'm gonna finish that one. Scarlet and Charlotte will be 47. Same treatment as the other two, so. The full art Amelia be 48. Full art Ella 49. And then that makes the Astral Sage Relic 50, which is kind of perfect. All right, let's see. 50. So the dragon's 45, right? And then it goes to the epics. Or from epics to legendaries, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. We have our secret rare. Ooh, secret. Okay, so 46. Amelia. 47. 48. 49. 50. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, 15 total. And then we're going to do a couple of artifact 1-of-1s. And then our secret rares. Oh shit, dude. It actually kind of works out then. Not bad. Not bad. The colored variants of the cards? No, because the art doesn't have a like a color version except for Amelia. It's the only card that actually Amelia and Charlotte are the only ones that actually have a colored version. The rest of them are all sketch versions. So unless I was going to do it for more cards, I wouldn't want to do it for any of them, I guess. So we have Runa, our knight errant, and I need to send Fishy a copy of that as well because she was cool with me using the design. So those two signed cards, and then a full art Amelia, full art Ella. The number doesn't need to have a stroke on it. There we go. That one doesn't need to have a stroke on it either. Oh, okay, that's weird. The Eldara Series 1 thing again. How did that get messed up for so many cards? I'm so confused, dude. How did so many of these cards have messed up like Series 1 thing on it? What the hell happened, dude? I'm assuming it was like I did it on, or I somehow messed up one of them or whatever, and then I probably just copied the layer, you know, to like a whole bunch of different copied the entire card to a bunch of different ones and then just like redid the layers or whatever. Something like that in there is whatever. Probably the culprit. I don't know exactly, but something in there like that. Okay. All right, cool. And that is our rares and epics. All done. Legendary secret rares are going to be a bit different. I moved the promos to a different document because I realized Series 1 was getting a bit too big. Okay. Yeah, and so the Ella and Amelia cards, and then like Ella's other characters will follow the same format for signature series cards. I might do something slightly different for them just because they, you know, are legendaries instead of epics, but I don't know, man. I don't know, Doug. We'll see. Anyway, I gotta go throw some real clothes on and go run some errands. So there we go, man. It's some good trading card work. Thanks for chilling with me in today's instance of this week's studio day. Wish we'd gotten to finishing our Cadigan piece, but it's fine. I can probably do it this week. in my spare time. We didn't even draw our ghosty boy. We spent all this time doing trading card nonsense, but I had fun. Either way, thanks for chilling, guys. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it, be good, my friends, and just relax, dude. It's the end of the year. There ain't no pressure, no end of year reviews, right? It's all about relaxation. Oh wait, never mind. I just accepted a giant project that's massive amount of work before the end of January. Let's fucking go. I gotta get cracking on that, man. Very excited about that though. And then all the other things, we got projects. Cool. All right. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Probably doing some concept stuff for there's a lot of projects that are like between 60 and 80% finished. We're so close to just hammering one at a time, getting them all done, which is gonna be cool. So thanks for relaxing with me, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day. If you aren't playing D&D tonight, that's okay. Just go play some Rogue Trader. It's the next best thing besides Baldur's Gate. But we're already finished Baldur's Gate. Go play some Rogue Trader, because if you don't have any friends to play Dungeons and Dragons with, we got video games. Cool. I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Until next time, my friends. Farewell.